Reports of my death are greatly exaggerated. It was Mark Twain who said it, but perhaps that quote can also be attributed to a point-and-click adventure game today. Yes, because the point-and-click adventure genre is still going strong. But if you've been starving to play another modern example of the genre, you'll be happy to know that Twilight Oracle is now available.
Consider yourself fortunate. You have this one shot at redemption. The Oracle has intervened on your behalf, offering you an opportunity to prove your worth.
Developed by one-man studio Cosmic Void, responsible for other titles such as Blood Nova and The Corruption Within, this adventure ditches both the thriller and the sci-fi vibes of these other games for more of a quirky fantasy. Indeed, if you're a veteran of the genre and you're thinking back to perhaps Legend of Kyrandia or some of the moments from King's Quest VI, well, you're on the right track.
Fresh air. I think I see dinner.
I can say the same about you, pal.
You talk? Oh, you must be a wise old salmon.
So we're an F-grade student by the name of Leo, classic 90s bro, or maybe a beach bum, just wants to chill, relax, doesn't want to study, has some very peculiar opinions about personal hygiene. Together with his fellow students, Leo will be sent to a deserted island to complete a task for his school, but in doing so, he will find traces of an ancient civilization which will throw the entire foundation of the school into chaos. There is not much to the story except what I just told you. We will simply travel strange lands in order to solve puzzles, perform rituals, and basically try to help Leo get back home so he can again stretch on the beach or go skinny dip. Leo and his friends also have special unique powers that will come into play into the story and of course the puzzles. For example, Leo can walk underwater, his friends can breathe fire or read the minds of other beings, so those abilities will definitely come back into the story again and again. Graphically, the game harkens back to the classic early 90s with colorful visuals and also some tasty pixel-like portraits, which will change according to the mood of the character who's speaking, especially Leo, of course. The music is fine, it's mostly content to stay in the background, does its job, it's pleasant. We will speak to the other characters through a non-interactive conversation system. Luckily, these conversations don't usually go on for too long, unless something story-related is happening. And speaking of, this is the first Cosmic Void game to feature voice acting, despite the Kickstarter not reaching the threshold, so yeah, kudos to the developer for including it anyway. The actors are fine, and there are some great standouts, such as the great Ivy Doppler, but unfortunately not all the voices sound professional enough for a game, especially one that looks this good. It does sound like some of the actors were using non-appropriate equipment, like my microphone for example, or at least needed to do some EQ before sending the lines in.
Any ideas on how to proceed with our quest?
You should give up on that. There's no renegade.
What makes you say that?
We're not the type of students they'd send on important missions.
Not the type of students.
You know, the A-grade students.
I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it's definitely noticeable when you switch from someone that sounds professional to someone that sounds like they're just using kind of a cheap microphone. Anyway, the puzzles are overall logical, even though taking place in quite the illogical scenarios. For example, we meet a lion that cries purifying tears, and after a while we are asked to deal with a lake that's been dirtied by orcs swimming in it. Of course, we have to get the lion's tears to purify it, but how do we get the lions to cry? Well, that's what the player will have to find out. But rest assured, it is quite a logical solution if you think about things that will make you cry. And no, it's not the ending to Legend of Kyrandia 2. Trust me, I've been there. Move this 2 to space 3, move this 1 to space 2, move this 3 to space 1, move this 3 to space 2, move this 1 to space 2, move this 3 to space 1, move this 2 to space 3, move this 2 to space 1, move this 3 to space 1, Anyway, in Twilight Oracle, oftentimes you'll have to talk to characters again and again to proceed, as Leo might ask new things that can be of help. We don't usually have hundreds of inventory items at one time, and there's only just a bunch of locations that we can explore, so usually you can come to the solution of the puzzles without tearing your hair out, because yes, there's no hint system, so you're left on your own. But yeah, if you've been playing these games, I'm sure that will be fine for you. The writing definitely loves to make a lot of jokes. While I wasn't a huge fan of constantly kept trying to cram in jokes even when they don't really make much sense, again, going back to Legend of Kyrandia, and there's also some unnecessary fourth wall breaking comments, which I'm also not a fan of. The writing does keep things light and pleasant, so I won't say that's nothing to complain about. Definitely your mileage may vary regarding how much you will like the jokes and the writing overall. So we can say that Twilight Oracle is kind of a nostalgic product, and I have to confess, today I'm way less forgiving on games that feel retro for the sake of it as I used to be. I mean, nostalgia is fine, but none when it is being used only to sell a product. But this is not the case. Cosmic Void has already shown with their past games that they definitely know how to make a retro product that is worth your time and money, and Twilight Oracle definitely does the job. It does not to the past, but also offers to its players an experience worth their time and money. It will make for a fine addition to any fans of the point-and-click adventure genre's library. Overall, Voxel Smash gives Twilight Oracle a 7.5. It is a pleasant and quirky adventure that will rekindle your love for the genre while reminding you of better days. Definitely recommended for the fans.
Wait a minute. I know them. It's Jill and Marcus in there.